number 14 of our Lent Devotional, and I'm so excited that you are continuing to tune into these videos. My name is Pastor Mark, and each day, Monday through Friday, we are looking at another verse from the Bible that really highlights something that we should not only learn to let go of and lay down at the foot of the cross, but in the process of letting go of some things, pick certain things up. Because the Christian walk is meant to be focused on how God desires us to live, and it doesn't just include, the season of Lent. The season of Lent is a great time to reflect upon some of these things, but some of the things that we learn here is also meant to extend past Easter into the life that we are meant to live the rest of our lives. And so I'm hoping that these videos are not only meant to help us be able to focus on the true meaning of Easter, but to help us really grow into the person that God wants us to be. And today we are looking at this passage that, sometimes it's not really necessarily associated with Easter because it really looks at almost something that is completely an isolated or separate topic from Easter. I guess maybe that's the best way of putting it. But I want to bring it into this conversation with Lent because I believe that the spiritual journey that all of us are on, it's not meant to be done alone. And so this passage here in Hebrews chapter 3:13, I think fits within Lent. It's not typically a Lent passage, but it says here, but exhort one another every day as long as it is called today, that none of you may be hardened by the deceitfulness of sin. And so I think in this process sometimes of, we've been doing a lot of examination of our lives. I mean, that's part of the thing that you do during Lent. You examine what's in your hearts. You examine, is your mind focused on the right things? Do you have a renewed mind focused on the Lord? And in the process of sometimes going through these things and uncovering certain things, then we can very easily come across either sins that we didn't recognize that we were doing, idols that we created in our lives that we didn't recognize that we had, and we can be kind of hardened by those things. Those things can really cause us to kind of want to shrink back, maybe in a little bit of shame, a little bit of regret, a little bit of embarrassment, a little bit of a lot of different things, fear. And so when we examine our lives, it stirs up a lot of the dust that is in the bottom of the beaker. I guess that's the best way of saying it. But we're not meant to do it alone. And that's what this passage here from Hebrews chapter 3, verse 13, we're supposed to come alongside other people. We're supposed to do it in community. That's why it's so important to do it within the church, even, where we have the opportunity to, study these passages, go through the sermon series that we're doing on a Sunday morning together with other people. And as these things get stirred up, we're meant to encourage one another. We're meant to help people walk through this time of examination called Lent. There's another Bible verse that I think is really helpful in seeing this, and it's 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 11. And it is from the Apostle Paul that literally says, and this is what he says, therefore encourage one another and build one another up just as you are doing. And so again, it is so easy to go through the season of Lent, and then you end up in these moments where you realize, oh my goodness, I am a lot farther away from the person that God wants me to be than I've realized. But what can we do with each other? Yeah, we can come alongside of each other and build each other up. Encourage one another. Like if you are going through a tough time, and you notice, and somebody notices you going through that tough time, just have a conversation with them saying, listen, I'm struggling here. And if you're on the receiving end of that that conversation, say, listen, let me encourage you. Let me help build you up. Let me meet with you on a regular basis. Let me pray with you. Let me do whatever it takes to help you maintain your walk in the Lord. And so it's meant to be a reminder of us on how much we need each other. You know, the writer of Hebrews also said this towards the end of his letter. And I think this is really important. It says here, let us consider how to stir up one another to love and good works, very similar to what Paul said. But it goes on to say, not neglecting to meet together as in the habit of some, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day drawing near. There's such an importance of meeting together. And a lot of times, you know, this takes place on Sunday mornings where we gather together to worship. And I pray and I hope that we see what the writer of Hebrews is reminding us to do, which is to come together regularly. And so if you're, you know, not attending church on a regular basis, I want to encourage you to come back. Whatever that situation is, I mean, because sometimes, you know, again, sometimes we walk through situations where, man, I'm embarrassed. I don't want anybody to know about what I'm going through. And yet, where's the best healing? Where's the best place to find an answered prayer? I think it is when we meet with other people. In fact, I think God wants to answer all of our prayers, and sometimes those answered prayers come through others in our life. And so I want to encourage you to continue to meet one another. And then there's just one more verse that kind of goes along this same lines. It says Proverbs chapter 27, verse 17, a very popular, well-known verse: iron sharpens iron and one man sharpens another. And so we have such an important role on helping each other grow. And so this passage maybe is a little different than some of the passages that we've looked at when it comes to Lent and things that we need to let go of. But if I were to connect this back and come full circle back to where we started, I think we need to learn to let go of our pride, because I believe there's a lot of people, not only in the church, that want to walk with other people, and they want to walk with people that are going through difficult times. The problem is sometimes when we're going through difficult times, pride builds up, shame builds up, and we withdraw. And so we need to let go of those things that hold us back from meeting with other people, allowing people to encourage us. And so if you're in that category, I want to encourage you to come to church on Sunday. I want to encourage you to find a way that you can let go of all those walls that you've built up because of shame, because of regret, because of past failures, because of just the fear of what others might think of you. Let go of those things and rejoin the community of faith. Allow other people to encourage you, to walk with you, to build you up. And so that's my encouragement to you today. I pray that this is helpful and a good reminder for us this Lent, and it will continue to help us be able to focus on the true meaning of Easter, what Jesus truly came to do for each one of us, which is to take away those sins, that shame, that regrets. Those things would no longer have any power over your life. He died on the cross for that you may receive forgiveness. If you ask for forgiveness, you are forgiven. And you are forgiven indeed, and you can live your life as a forgiven person. And I pray that you will experience that this Easter. So God bless. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Tomorrow's day number 14, I believe so. Yeah, or 15. I'm losing track, but I'll be back tomorrow for our Tuesday morning time together. So, all right, God bless. Bye.